Good afternoon. I'm William Kentridge in my studio in Johannesburg, and I want to send my warmest greetings to Leah Ruma and to everybody at this press conference for the project in the Arsenale in Amalfi. It's a great sadness not to be able to be with you in your part of the world, but as we all know, this kind of travel from South Africa to Europe at the moment is impossible with the pandemic in each country. But I have a very close connection to your part of the world, to projects at San Carlo, at museums in Naples, with work with the gallery of Leah Ruma, and it's a real sadness not to be there. Also, I miss being able to travel to Europe to see my 3-month-old new granddaughter and my 97-year-old father. But these are our circumstances, and I'm also sorry not to see the work in this extraordinary place and to celebrate with you the memory of Marcello Ruma and the groundbreaking exhibition of 1968 of Arte Povera in this venue. And also to have missed the exhibition at the Madre Museum, which was organized to celebrate Marcello Ruma. But having said that, I'm delighted that the work itself, More Sweetly Play the Dance, is being shown in this, what seems to be fantastic setting. The hope will be that before the end of its showing, travel will be possible between South Africa and Italy, and I will be able to see it. The piece itself, More Sweetly Play the Dance, was made a few years ago, and one can date it because in it there is another epidemic. It's not the pandemic, our COVID pandemic, but there are images of people with drip sets, with hazmat suits, which referred to what was happening at the time, which was the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. But the sense of provisionality of life, the way we are at risk to our fate all the time, which was very present during that epidemic, is obviously where we are all concerned at the moment. In the medieval times, there was the idea of the dance of death, which had two kinds of feelings. One, it was a long representation, a kind of frieze in which the figure of death, usually a skeleton, would be shown next to everyone of all ranks, from the Pope to a priest to a king to a wealthy merchant to a farmer to a peasant to a child, saying that we were all subject to death, and more than that, to premature death, to our mortality coming before it should. So that was one element of the piece, that sense of a fate that is coming towards us, which is, of course, what we're feeling so strongly in this moment. But it was also a tradition in the Middle Ages that if the plague was in your area, if you would keep dancing in the village square or the town square, you could keep dancing and your energy would get the plague to pass you by and move on to the next village. So it was also a kind of resistance to death, a celebration of life. And I hope that in More Sweetly Play the Dance we have both of these elements. A sense of difficult circumstances, certainly, the sense of refugees carrying their burdens on their shoulders around the world, where they are the physical burdens of objects carried, or the psychic burdens that everybody carries on their migration through their lives. Those are all there. But also a kind of a lightness and a sense of holding on even in the spite of difficult circumstances. The music was made by the wonderful brass band that you see performing in the film, and the solo singing was an improvisation done by a trumpeter and one of the actors from the group that was filmed in the moment as an improvisation in my studio, but held its place in the film. It was a kind of a magical moment in the studio that we were able to hang on to, and I'm very happy that that energy of what happens in the studio is transportable both from the studio into an exhibition space and particularly to you all in Amalfi. Again, the best wishes for both the press conference, for the ongoing project, and my thanks to the organizers of the exhibition, who I believe also organized the exhibition at the Madre Museum for Marcello Ruma, and of course to Leah and her gallery staff for making this, as with so many other fabulous projects, possible. I'm very sorry never to have met Marcello, but the way in which Leah has taken on his mantle and made this remarkable gallery and these remarkable projects possible has been an ongoing pleasure for me for the last 20 years. Thank you.